No one has more state pride than New Mexicans. The vibrant culture, bold flavors, unique history, and dramatic landscapes under our Zia sun are like no other. And the people of New Mexico are a rare breed. As diverse as we are, together we breathe life and soul into this high desert land. A land that promises adventure. I'm Michael Newman, and as your host, I'll be taking you with me as I seek out the best the land of enchantment has to offer.
New Mexico, it feels like home to me. It feels so true. It's time well spent when I spend it with you.
Thanks for watching another episode of New Mexico True Television. I'm your host, Michael Newman. In this episode, we're doing a weekend in the Jemez. With hiking trails and biking trails, soaking and some fishing, even dancing, the question is, what can't you do in the Jemez? Just over an hour north of Albuquerque and 72 miles west of Santa Fe are the Jemez Mountains. From the lush Jemez Valley thick with cottonwoods fed by its winding river, New Mexico Route 4 cuts through the striking terrain of towering red cliffs dotted with pinon, ultimately making its way to pine-strewn canyons of the higher elevations. At once a great seabed, water still runs deep in the Jemez Mountains, creating a prolific and diverse landscape. The limestone rock formations and falls of Soda Dam are just a hint to the outcroppings and mineral springs surrounding you in these mountains. And you would be hard-pressed to find a gateway as resplendent as the red rocks of Jemez Pueblo, or Walatoa, meaning this is the place. The warmth of the red stone is like an affectionate embrace, letting you know you have officially arrived, and promising an unforgettable experience. But Mother Nature is not alone on the welcoming committee here. Pulling into the Pueblo of Jemez, vendors serving up goods like Indian fry bread greet you upon entry.
Pretty good?
I'm gonna do a fry bread. Is the fry bread pretty good?
Yeah, you like the steak first size?
Yeah.
You'll get one of those here.
Yeah, can I get 2 fry breads?
Can I get 2 fry breads, please?
Why buy one when you can have 2? Don't worry, I do intend to share these. After tantalizing my taste buds and ingesting my fair share of carbs, I feel ready to take on the Jemez. Here we go. Following State Route 4 through the Jemez Mountains will lead you to many outdoor adventures. Trailheads, campsites, springs, and more await you around every curve, with a plenitude of rivers and streams, hot springs and lakes, all set against stunning backdrops of dramatic cliffs and mountain peaks. Undoubtedly, at least one of these watering holes will be calling your name. Today, my friend Amy and I decided to hit the Jemez Falls Trail to take in the largest waterfall in these mountains. By starting at the Jemez Falls Campground Trailhead, the hike is a quick and easy 1-mile jaunt to the falls. Now, I have explored quite a few trails up here, but this hike is a first. So have you taken this trail before?
Yes, it's so beautiful down here.
Yeah, I love all these pines. As a recent transplant to the Jemez, these woods are essentially Amy's backyard.
Yeah, you almost feel like
The sound of the falls is getting louder, so we must be getting close.
The terrain totally transformed, like from those pines to like this open rock area.
Now we're coming on a vista.
Oh yeah. There it is.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
That thing is gushing. I didn't realize how tall it is. Like that's
Yeah, it's
a lot
quite
of water.
significant. Falls.
After a heavy monsoon season, the water is thick with soil and gloriously muddy, pouring into the forest that is exceptionally lush from the rains as well. I'm guessing the bounty of rain has also made some generous contributions at Fenton Lake State Park too. This serene mountain lake is the embodiment of relaxation. Surrounded by ponderosa pines and stocked with trout, it makes a great retreat for kayakers and fishermen alike. And lucky for me, my friend Tony got his hands on a canoe and is taking me out for a day on the lake. Man, you seriously could not ask for a more glorious day on the water. We've got a nice tranquil breeze, white puffy clouds in the distance, comfortable temperatures. It does not get any better than this. The lake is stocked with rainbow trout and home to German brown trout, so lots of folks come to take advantage of the fishing. But regardless of what brought us here, universally I think we've all tapped into the calmness of our environment. Across the board, we've been worked into the Fenton Lake state of mind. If one day out on the water is not enough, pitch a tent and stay overnight. They've got some great camping spots with incredible views of the lake. If your kids don't have their sea legs, there's a playground and picnic area so they can have fun on shore. And while it may feel like light years away from now, if you make it up here in the winter months, this state park has cross-country skiing and ice fishing on the lake. Coming up, we search out some of the best spots for R&R. Sign up to receive monthly newsletters about events and happenings around the state at newmexico.org. And now from the pages of New Mexico Magazine. Mother Nature has smiled graciously on the Jemez Mountains, and nowhere is her bounty more evident than in the plethora of hot springs and watering holes you can find speckled throughout the valley and spilling down the canyon walls. Spence, McCauley, and San Antonio are all natural hot springs with developed and well-marked trails leading you to their geothermal waters. The easiest and most accessible of these being Spence Hot Springs, where I am headed now. Over the river and through the woods to soak my bones I go. And as you can see, with the surrounding scenery and magnificent vistas, a hike to any one of these springs makes the journey as invigorating as the destination. After a quick half-mile up the hillside, the soft dripping of the springs reveals itself, and the two staggered pools come into view. The temperature of the pools range close to 100 degrees, with the upper pool being the warmer of the two. I opt for the pool up top. Nothing like soaking in healing waters while taking in panoramic views of Jemez Canyon. I really do love my job. Less frequented than Spence is San Antonio Hot Springs, a quiet sanctuary reached by traversing a rocky Forest Service road for a long 5 miles. But I guarantee you the trek will be worth it. Because of their location, the cascading pools of San Antonio feel more secluded and tucked away, and are a haven for locals and travelers in the know who are willing to venture off the beaten path. Needless to say, there are different strokes for different folks, and the hot springs of these mountains have something for everyone. If you don't want to hoof it to a natural pool, but want the benefits of the natural waters, check out the Jemez Springs Bathhouse right in the middle of town. Their on-site springs provide water rich in mineral content for their 8 private oversized cement tubs where you can adjust the temperature to your liking. But their spa services don't stop there. Consider getting an herbal wrap or massage, and be sure and check out some of the locally made body products in their gift shop. Just downriver from Jemez Springs Bathhouse is Giggling Springs, an outdoor spa experience your body, mind, and soul is begging for, whether you know it yet or not. The proprietors have created an oasis here on the banks of the Jemez River, where you have the opportunity to soak in the midst of nature's grandeur while still enjoying the luxuries of a more developed spa experience. The history of people taking in the waters in this stunning locale can be seen in the weathered, time-worn building next door, which was the original bathhouse of the area, harkening back to the mid-1850s. So I am following in the footsteps of many pilgrims who have made the venture to this special retreat on the river.
Do you need a towel rental?
Yes, please.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to walk you out and show you where everything is so you have a nice time.
All right. I heard a lot of good things about this place, so I'm excited to soak.
Wow and wow again. This place takes your breath away, truly. I'm surprised at myself for never having been here before. I guess it's never too late to start though. And it also turns out I've picked the perfect time of day for soaking. It's officially magic hour. The sun is reflecting in the pools, the beams of light twinkling on the surface of the water. Pure magic. I've just started chatting with some people who came up from Albuquerque when Tanya brings us some cold beverages. Better than any cabana boy, Tanya is the ultimate hostess, preparing and delivering poolside smoothies, lattes, whatever your heart may desire. After hydrating and getting in a good soak, I make a move for the hammock and let the rush of the river lull me into slumber. I don't think I will ever leave. I hope they don't mind if I take up residence. Maybe I should ask them first.
Well, ladies, I have to tell you, the water is absolutely magnificent. I feel so calm and relaxed. Where does this water originate from?
It originates underneath the Caldera,
Okay.
which is an inverted volcano about 18 miles north of us.
Oh.
It's pushed by pressure under the ground to right here. It's calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, and iron.
Wow.
And there's a lot of silica in the water too. It makes your skin real soft.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask what are some of the benefits, like are the medicinal kind of healing, other than relaxation?
It seems to be really good for arthritis, any kind of detoxing, because it pulls, toxins out of your system and you get to soak up minerals at the same time. It's just good for everything,
Right.
Mentally, physically.
After hiking and kayaking, or if you're going on the Fenton Lake, this is like the perfect place to just unwind, watch the sunset over the mountain. It's picturesque. So.
I mean it. This place is truly something special. Get here as soon as possible. Both the Jemez Springs Bathhouse and Giggling Springs recommend you make reservations ahead of time. Space is limited. If you decide to hit the natural springs, remember San Antonio does have a rough road to reach the trailhead. You may even consider taking a high clearance vehicle. The road is also occasionally closed, so be prepared to hike the additional 5 miles in. For more great stories like this from New Mexico Magazine, visit newmexico.org. Up next, we take on the Valles Caldera. Follow the Green Chili Cheeseburger Trail and the Breakfast Burrito Byway at newmexico.org. Coming from Albuquerque, the main gate to the Valles Caldera is 22 miles up New Mexico State Route 4 from Jemez Springs at mile marker 39.2. The Valles Caldera is the supervolcano of the Southwest, known for its meadows, wildlife, and more recently, mountain biking. Just in the last few years, the Valles Caldera expanded the park's trail system for mountain biking, so this is virgin territory for many cyclists, adding to the appeal. My friend Sarah and I are meeting up at the visitor center to get some more insight on the trails before heading out for a ride.
Good. We're here to mountain bike.
Great, okay, so let me show you what we've got.
Great.
You can bike all along this road that's blue, any of the blue line, or you can bike on any of these dotted lines here. These are old logging roads that you can bike on.
Okay, so most of these look like they just skirt around, they're more flat,
Yes.
but if we wanted to climb, we'd go up to these
Yes.
ones.
Thank you so much. So
Thank you
take
for
this.
coming in.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Brenda.
It's amazing, I'm so excited to ride.
Yeah, and you've never ridden here before,
I have
right?
not, have you?
Okay. No, I haven't. And you're going to have to be easy on me if you're going to go really fast. I might go a little slower.
That's cool.
'Cause
We're
this
gonna find
seems-
some diversity and we'll find some for you and me.
Yeah, there we go. All right,
That'd be
well,
great.
let's do it.
Excellent.
Sarah is by far a more experienced rider than I, but she promised to take it easy on me. And from the looks of it, the scenery and wildlife should provide sufficient distraction where she may not even notice she's not getting in the ultimate workout. This giant collapsed crater originated from a volcanic eruption more than 1 million years ago. A nature preserve spectacular in scope and one of the great geological wonders of our state. All right.
Whew. Sarah, thank you for hitting that trail with me, man. That was
awesome.
It was awesome, and it's such a stunning landscape.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
A great day.
I can't tell you how many times I've driven past this place and just seeing it from the highway, just looking at the vista, but being here in it, it's such an amazing experience. So,
It's been fantastic.
yeah, thank you for giving me a run for my money.
My time in the Valles will not end here though. I'm headed up to another area of the Caldera to meet up with my friend Steve, who is going to give me some one-on-one instruction on fly fishing the renowned waters here.
All right, Steve, so I've done my fair share of fly fishing, but I have not done it here. So tell me how this is different from other places.
We're fishing Reach 1 on the San Antonio. It's a wild fishery, though the creek is not large.
Yeah, you can't really see the water even from here.
It actually holds 17, 18-inch fish. It holds
Whoa.
some really large fish.
Okay.
They're really, really spooky. You really have to approach the fish gingerly. They're
Okay.
very,
So we're tiptoeing to the water.
Okay, so Michael, some of the fly patterns that we're going to be trying, some of the hopper patterns, some of the beetle patterns, and some of the caddis patterns.
Okay.
Steve had been observing the insects coming up off the water and in the grasses, so we should be in good shape with our bait.
That wind is kicking, baby.
So I laid that right on the button, and that's where you want to put it. Just kind of right up on that bank.
Steve gives me a quick demonstration on where I want to cast. So aside from the added complexity of the wind, I think I'm ready to take a stab at it.
There you go. There it's floating.
Nothing biting yet, but as I've learned from fly fishing, that comes with the territory sometimes. We're not discouraged yet. Persistence is key. Nope, still nothing.
So just be patient. Just be patient.
All those fish that are rising.
You see it? No.
It's a water droplet off your fly.
Oh, I thought I got something.
Yeah, the bottom.
After a bit of fisherman banter, i.e. innocent trash talking and getting my line tangled, I decided maybe time to cut our losses.
I think we can call it a day, although we didn't catch any flies. We caught flies, we didn't catch fish. Okay.
That's why they call it fishing and not catching.
Yes, we did some good fishing today, though we lacked in the catching department. All fishermen need to check in at the visitor center to acquire a Valles Caldera National Preserve fishing permit in addition to the New Mexico Game and Fish license. Be aware the number of permits issued each day is limited. The main staging area is open year-round. The fall and winter months it is only open Friday through Sunday, but from May 15th through September 30th it is open 7 days a week. And now, here's another New Mexico true treasure.
Hi, I'm Martin Ledger, and Bandelier National Monument is a New Mexico true treasure. Bandelier is amazing because not only it's not like a museum where everything is behind a glass wall, but you can actually go into the ruins, you can touch them, you can climb the ladders, and you can experience and look down on the valley and say, wow, that's what the people saw. That's what they saw when they got up in the morning. They hauled water up here, they hauled food up here, they hauled their families up there. It's just amazing to be able to touch and live that. I think the mystery of the Anasazis is not only true and one of the most intriguing mysteries for Bandelier, but for all the culture of New Mexico, from Chaco Canyon to the other historical sites. It's truly an amazing culture that was built up and thrived and then suddenly disappeared.
Don't go away. A visit to a watering hole of another variety is in order. Just over an hour north of Albuquerque on New Mexico 4 in the town of Jemez Springs is Los Ojos. When pulling into town, the cowboy mural on the side of the building and the classic neon sign out front immediately let you know this landmark watering hole deserves a stop. Hats pinned to the wall alongside mounted trophies of wild game, an old upright piano, and the massive stone fireplace in the main dining hall screams you have officially arrived in the Old West.
So Brian, I'm looking around the place and it has a very certain aesthetic, this rustic, real wooden bar like it's been here and it has seen some years. So can you tell me a little bit about the history of Los Ojos?
The original building dates from 1918 and some of the office spaces from the 1850s back there. And originally it started off as a sheep's wool kind of a co-op, and then it turned into a mercantile. And I'm sure they were bootlegging out of there back in those days, and officially in 1947 it became a bar. And little by little it turned into like a bar with a little grill, and now it's become a restaurant with a bar.
Okay, but it's kept that original feel.
Oh, This was a real cowboy bar from the old Baca location. The Dunnigans out of San Angelo, Texas used to run about 10,000 head of cattle up on the Baca, via Caldera now. And so during Roundup and stuff, this is where those guys would come and hang out and party and play.
Right, with their whistle right here at this bar.
This is it.
And so, you know, it is kind of so perfectly placed, you know, coming down the highway. What kind of characters are you seeing coming in this place?
Oh, we have a very eclectic valley. We've got people who are like, just like ex-hippies hanging out up here at the hippie hole, you know, the hot springs, Spence Hot Springs, McCauley, San Antonio. And then we've got Forest Service personnel. We have, we call them lab rats, like the people, physicists and you know, people of the Los Alamos National Laboratory. And then just fishermen and campers and stuff, and they all come here and live and play.
Right. So when people come here, they got to eat.
You can tell where my head is at, or rather my stomach, so Brian fills me in on some of their house specialties. Their top seller is the Los Ojos Special, smothered in red or green chili. This open-faced Black Angus burger can satisfy even the biggest of appetites. And the famous Jemez with Swiss cheese and black olives is a solid runner-up. But my ears really perked up when Brian told me about his wife Olga's chili rellenos. My decision was made. As I start to devour my poblano chili rellenos, more people start making their way into the bar and the live music kicks into gear. A mix of country and rock, Austin Van and the Rattlers are natives to Jemez, and the locals are proud to call them their own.
Your love, I can't see through.
Beyond hosting live music, Los Ojos also offers up regular games of Texas Hold'em. Seriously? The chance to play a game of poker in an old western saloon like this? Call me the gambler and deal me a hand. How brilliant is this? As I sit down with this table of locals, I can't help but wonder if I'm swimming with sharks. Interesting cast of characters here. Kenny Rogers, help me out. Is it time to fold 'em?
Yes, I do have the strength.
Queen High straight.
Turns out Tanya from Giggling Springs is the serious player of this bunch. While we deliberate on playing another hand, the band kicks off another set and boots take to the floor. Good grub, cold drinks, some poker, and a bit of country swing, Los Ojos is your one-stop shop when it comes to a night on the town in Jemez Springs. Good times. When first pulling into the town of Jemez Springs, you'll find the inn at 6,300 feet, that is. And as the name implies, this locale will elevate your senses. 3 separate guest rooms, a serious gourmet kitchen, and dining area create ample space to unwind. And nearly everything you see has been handcrafted by the innkeepers. From the furnishings and artwork, all the way down to the body products in the bath, this property is a work of art in and of itself. Be sure and pop into their on-site store where they sell some of the goods you enjoyed at the inn. From ceramics to natural skincare products, it's a great place to splurge on yourself or buy gifts to take home. And just right next door is Canyon del Rio, an Adobe-style B&B and spa situated along the Jemez River on a stunning and sprawling 6 acres. From the walking trails to the pool, not to mention the on-site spa treatments and delectable breakfast, you are in for a treat when staying here. Further up the road and in the heart of the Jemez is Elk Mountain Lodge, the epitome of a mountain retreat. Modern amenities mixed with authentic log construction, knotty pine ceilings, and rustic decor make for a quintessential wilderness getaway. Grills and kitchenettes allow for cooking up the fish you caught at neighboring Fenton Lake, and jacuzzi tubs and big comfy beds help you unwind from the hiking, biking, and other adventures you had all day long. This is what a weekend in the mountains is supposed to feel like, so what are you waiting for? So as you can see, the Jemez offers every type of outdoor activity you can think of, from the more rugged to the serene. So with that being said, what are you doing next weekend?